what's happening right now from RTV6, the Indy Channel.
Temperatures boiling over on a dirt track in upstate New York led to a deadly crash last night, killing 20-year-old Kevin Ward Jr. The driver behind the car that killed him, NASCAR champion and Indiana native Tony Stewart. Now, Stewart is under investigation, and he is not racing in today's NASCAR race at Watkins Glen. Kevin Ward Jr. was pronounced dead on arrival at a local hospital after the crash. This video captured the entire incident, and questions are rising over what happens next. Brad Brown has more on this developing story and reaction from Stewart's own crew chief tonight. Brad?
Drew, good evening. Tony Stewart had just recently gotten back into sprint car racing after suffering a broken leg in a bad wreck last August. Saturday night, Stewart was back on a dirt track on another night before a NASCAR event. And a lot of questions still to be answered after all of this. Here is the accident shot by fans at Canandaigua Motorsports Park in upstate New York. Stewart in that red number 14 car gets into the car of Kevin Ward Jr. late in the race. Ward into the wall. He was done. Well, during the caution flag, Ward gets out of his car, back onto the track, likely looking to confront Stewart. Ward was nearly hit by one car, and when Stewart came by, it sounded like he revved his engine. The back wheel kicked out, ran over Ward, and threw him down the track. Looked to be about 20-plus feet. We edited out that part of the video. Ward was pronounced dead at the scene. Police and emergency officials at the track say Stewart was visibly shaken and has been cooperative with the investigation. Here is Stewart's NASCAR crew chief, Greg Zipadelli, earlier today reacting to Tony's decision not to race this afternoon at Watkins Glen.
Gave Tony some time to sleep on it, and met with him this morning, and you know, he feels strongly this is the right thing to do. We at SHR support it and agree with it. Like I said, it's a difficult time for both parties, and I don't know if there's not a lot you can do. The only thing we can do is do what we feel is right.
Earlier in the day, Stewart originally decided to run, but later decided not to go at Watkins Glen. With that announcement there, Regan Smith replaced Stewart in the race this afternoon. We will talk about that, and we will have highlights from the race coming up later in sports. Drew?
Very tragic, Brad. Thanks. And Tony Stewart released this statement today. He said, "There aren't words to describe the sadness I feel about the accident that took the life of Kevin Ward Jr. It is a very emotional time for all involved. My thoughts and prayers are with his family, friends, and everyone affected by this tragedy." A question on a lot of minds right now: will Tony Stewart be facing criminal charges after this deadly crash? Investigators in New York just spoke a couple of hours ago, and here's what they had to say.
As we speak at this time, there is no evidence in hand or no facts that would support a criminal charge or support criminal intent on the part of anybody.
Stewart's hometown is right here in central Indiana, where he has a lot of fans. Many in Columbus are shocked and saddened by what happened on the track last night. RTV6's Tanya Spencer is in Columbus and joins us live with more on this situation down there. Tanya?
Andrew, reaction here is mixed. We talked to several people here in the busy downtown area just a little while ago. They are all talking about that video out there today. As you mentioned, Stewart has a lot of fans here in his hometown of Columbus. Others who were born and raised here saying that they never liked him because of his bad temper.
It looks like Tony got a hot head and hit the gas and tried to kind of scare the kid basically, and it got out of control and he took the kid out.
It looked like an accident from the video, but I think the unfortunate choice by the other driver, it's a very dangerous environment. So very, very difficult, very dark, very hard to see. So at this point I would presume that Tony did his best to try to avoid, and it was an unfortunate accident.
So will this deadly crash tarnish Stewart's reputation here and across the country? We will hear much more fan reaction from here in Columbus coming up tonight on the news at 11. For now, reporting live in Columbus, Tanya Spencer, RTV6.